In this video, I'm going to describe how to use the IntelliTrend. Right-click on the chart, chart settings, go to Add Script, and this is available for all of our mentor students, and scroll down to IntelliTrend. Click Add Script. Has to download a lot of data, and then this comes in on the chart. And what it does is we compare the New Zealand in this case to every other pair, the yen to every other pair, and if the New Zealand is extremely weak and going down versus other pairs and yen strong, we're going to show the bars as red. And the more statistically weak it is, the darker the red. Notice this little pullback here, the bars never went green. The trend strength was extremely weak based on the intensity of the dark red, and that trend was very likely to continue. Also note how quick it flipped to a new trend here, green. Very quick. This is a very fast tool. Let's look at some of the other charts. Notice it went green here, kept it green all the way up here, went red, kept it all the way red down here, went green. It doesn't flip colors too rapidly, but when it does, and when it flips to massive darker colors, typically that trend will continue. And if it goes up and the bar goes green, you get out of the trade with a small win or a very small loss. When it flips red and it stays red, you hang on to the trade. It's really that simple. Notice on this huge move up here, went green right near the lows, stayed green all the way to the top. And sometimes when you get into trades like this, let's say you wanted the dollar Swiss switch the longer term trends down, it goes down and goes sideways right here, just move your stop above this area, and then you may draw your fibs on this last wave, and somewhere between the first and second fib target it normally stalls. So if it hits the first one but the bars are dark red, you hang on. If it hits the second one and goes past first sign of green, you get out of the trade. And notice this caught the majority of the moves. So this tool is very useful when trading with other of our methodologies. Look at this explosive trend in the dollar Swiss. Got into the trend really early, pretty much kept you into it until right here, and then on this little pullback you got a red bar right here, you go short again. This was one of the weakest currencies that day. Our IntelliTrend currency meter also had you watching this one, but it kept you into that trade all the way down here. This trade right here is short around 9,800 and it's out around 9,650 for a 150 pip move. Sometimes currencies are choppy, as this case. This trend continued, but it had many different trend flips along the way. Anytime you see a currency making a lower low, that's a pretty big sign of weakness, and you might have went short right here, and you draw your fibs on this first move to get an idea of where your profit target is. And if a currency goes down and it's flipping colors like this, you just move your stop above the little sideways consolidation, and when it hits the 1.618, normally you want to get out of that trade. Usually there's a reversal up. You can clearly see the trend was down. You want to get into it again. You're going to be more cautious because this trend doesn't show the intensity of trend movement as some of the other examples we've shown. And when it comes down again and the bars go green, you might get out of the trade right here. You missed this last remaining 25 pips of the move. But seeing the color flip like this once it hits a support or resistance area is oftentimes a great way of tightening your stop. If you see a multi-day sideways consolidation like this and you buy the breakout, knowing that the breakout occurred when a dark green bar was there shows a lot of intensity in the trend, and it's more likely to go up. You might want to tighten your stop up every time it makes a higher high and pulls back. Again right here, again right here, again right here. Notice this little flag pattern. Dark green bars. Very likely for this next breakout to work, and this has already gone up one wave, two waves, 3, 4 waves, so it's very likely to kind of be the high up here. The CAD yen here is above last week's high and last month's high, so it's a very strong currency. So when you get a pullback opposite of the direction of the longer term trend, you might want to try to buy these things at the low. When it comes down to the fib target, you might want to look to buy down there, and when you get into the trade and you see the bars mostly green, it gives you more confidence to hang with it. Goes up here and kind of runs out of steam up there, and you could pick up 20-30 pips doing that. Here's another example. It's making higher highs, pulls back. This area here gets broken out for the third time. Anytime a resistance area gets hit 3 times, and there's usually fewer people selling it, and everyone who did sell it before, when it breaks above there, is losing money, and they have to rush in and buy, which oftentimes causes an explosive move. So when you get into trades like this and the bars for the most part stay green, you might want to get out of the trade right here when it finally starts to go red for a bar or two.